Hey guys, skincare lovers assemble. We're thrilled to dive into all things skincare with our next guest, Dr. Hassan Galadari, an expert in Morpheus8, the world's #1 toxic-free skin treatment. This is reported as a game-changing approach to radiant skincare, so we're so excited to dive into it. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me. Lovely being here.
Excited to talk about radiant skincare.
A lot of questions, but my first question is, what is Morpheus8, and as well, who benefits from it the most?
Well, first of all, Ariel, so let's talk about the technology itself. It's pretty much what we call a microneedle radiofrequency machine. So radiofrequency it's another word for focused heat. Okay, so we're delivering pretty much heat into the area of the skin that will allow pretty much the skin to kind of wake up and then form new collagen. So that's exactly what we're doing. And it's microneedling because there's the way that we're delivering the heat. In the past, we used to deliver the heat just haphazardly on top of the skin. And a lot of people knew that technology in the past. But now what we're doing is that this is microneedling. So there's actual small little needles that penetrate the skin first. And then we have the radiofrequency, which is the heat that's emanated. And then it just, you get really focused areas of treatment. So you get the best results because of that.
Speaking of the best results, what does that look like for someone? Who is this for?
Well, it's for everybody. So it's for me because I've tried it multiple times right now. Thank you. Thank you. How old do you think I am? Forget the white hair. Forget the white hair. That gives it away. You want to give a?
40?
Well, add 6 more years. So I'm 46.
Oh. I was going to go 41.
Oh, you're going to go 41?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like at the end of my 40s. But, you get proper skincare because, you follow a skincare routine and then you have to follow through with certain procedures. And certain procedures to allow you to kind of feel more tight, more youthful, have a rejuvenated look with a shine to it. Then, this is where you get your technologies that come into play. And one of them is, of course, the Morpheus8.
Interesting.
That's actually very interesting because I all the time think about it. But if you can explain the difference between Morpheus8 Burst and Morpheus8 Burst Deep.
All right. So from the name, when I say deep, what are we talking about?
I would assume that maybe the needles
go
get
a little deeper.
I don't know.
Very close. Very close. So the energy that we're emanating is pretty much goes a little bit more on the deeper side. So we're really kind of being more focused on the deeper aspect. So it works really, really very well for certain parts of the body. Okay, so for example, for using it, anywhere on the abdomen for skin laxity and so forth, it really helps. For certain patients who have a little bit, for example, of a little bit of cellulite, a little bit of stretch marks, mainly on the body, that can also help in that sense. So in the past, people have been mainly focusing on the face, right. But now we can also have treatments on the body to have really great results that are still considered to be non-surgical. So, which is a plus because not a lot of people want to go under the knife.
Interesting. So non-surgical. What does it look like? And also interesting that it's not just for the face. What does it look like in terms of length of time for treatment? Is it a one-stop shop, or it's a return scenario?
I wish we had a miracle thing that was just a one-time stop thing. But no. Usually, most of the time, it has to be. If you're taking care of yourself. So what I ask people, you're brushing your teeth, you're doing it on a regular basis, on a daily basis. You go to see the dentist also on a regular basis, every 6 months for teeth cleaning. It's the exact same thing. You really have to rejuvenate the body from time to time. So what we typically tell our patients is that think of it as an annual treatment, but every time that you're coming in on an annual basis, you need to have at least 3 treatments a month apart. So that's for you to get the best results. At certain points, you may want to kind of add in another extra treatment in the middle, just so that once you kind of get the ball rolling. But once you get these results, then you want to maintain them. And for you to maintain them is just usually just a 1-year kind of thing.
Interesting. I'm looking at you, but all I'm looking at is your skin because it looks great. I want that.
Well, when you talk about Morpheus8, a lot of people would be very scared regarding there are some technology in it. So what kind of technology powers Morpheus?
It's the actual radio frequency aspect. So this is basically the technology, and it's I gotta say, I mean, it has received a lot of negative flack, and then in social media and so forth, and the fact that like, oh, listen, I've tried this and it caused my normal regular fat to melt, and I don't know this, but it really does not hold any basis to truth there. If it is used correctly under certain protocols that are set basically but through science, and there's like the reason why we're doing this is basically because we're following the certain protocols, that you get really good results. Now if you are going to become adventurous and jack up, for example, the energy thinking that you're going to get better results, it's the same thing. For example, if you think that you have a headache, rather than taking like just 2 Panadols that you're supposed to take and you end up taking like 10, okay, it's the same thing. So you end up with bad results, and that's the reason why it's just had this negative connotations. But if you follow the right technique and you follow through with the right doctor, you really get the best results. So that's how it is. So I want to kind of remove this whole negative connotation from the table, pretty much.
It's being labeled as the world's #1 toxic-free skin treatment.
Toxin-free.
Toxin-free skin treatment. But can you give us a little bit more background about that? For example, like what treatments do use toxins, and why should we be aware of them?
Oh, it was a botulinum toxin, Botox. All right,
Okay.
so Botox, the name Botox is botulinum toxin. So a lot of people say, hey, listen, we're averse to having any toxins injected. And the way that they work is that they work by relaxing certain muscles on the face, and that if your muscles are relaxed, then your wrinkles go away. So for patients who are averse to having any form of needle or any type of that's considered to be minimally invasive, or anything that's injected that they don't consider to be natural for their own body, then you have these energy devices that will allow you to get similar results. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to get the exact same results that you're going to get with, for example, toxin injections, but you're going to get very close results. And at the same time, not only that, you get the added benefit of having your skin glowing, your pores slightly smaller, and at the same time, if you've got, for example, certain conditions such as acne scars and so forth, they also tend to get a little bit better too.
Interesting. So you wouldn't recommend this along with another procedure?
Oh,
you would recommend this standalone?
Yeah.
Personally, I recommend combining treatments all the time.
Okay.
So, but you can use it on its own. But at the same time, for me, for example, I love combining treatments. That's the way to get the best results. I mean, for me, 1 + 1 is always equals to 3 when it comes to these combinations, because they have a synergistic effect. So you want to put them together to get those results. So because, like I said, they work differently. One is going to enhance your collagen. It's going to enhance your, the way that the skin is going to, shine under certain light. Others will kind of affect the fine lines and the dynamic. Sometimes, for example, if you have depression that you need to fill, so that you really have to kind of add that filler if you wanted to do that. So it's a combination of different treatments for you to get those best results.
Like, let's say a patient goes and does have the treatment Morpheus8. What's the typical downtime after?
Well, you got to ask me because I've done it.
Well, yeah, okay, well, you tell us.
I got to say, I mean, first of all, I had to shave because I'm a guy. So for guys who are out there, if they want to have this treatment, they have to shave, because you don't want anything to interfere with the actual needles that are going to go in to provide and give you that that heat. So for you ladies, you have no problems. So the downtime is, there's pretty much no downtime. You come in, you set up the appointment. What we do is that we put a little bit of numbing agent on your skin, which is going to take about maybe anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. You're going to not feel anything. You'll, as a matter of fact, you'll start feeling that your lips are numb, and it's a good feeling. Okay, and then the procedure itself takes about anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the areas that we're going to be, treating, whether you're going to do the face or the neck or maybe certain parts of the body. And after that, your face is going to be red on the day off, okay? And then you just have to follow a proper skincare routine. A good SPF in the morning, a good moisturizer in the evening, and that's it. For the next 2 or 3 days, some individuals may be a little bit red, but I, for one, for example, the next day, I was just completely okay. I just went to work. The only thing that was different about me was that I had no beard.
Okay, so take a half day, get it done, back to work the next day, no problem.
No problem.
Are there any other side effects that people would need to be aware of?
I mean, there is, if you want to consider it to be a side effect, because I've tried it without the numbing agent.
Okay.
Because I said like, hey, I'm a guy, I'm going to do this without any numbing agent. And I got to tell you, it's not the most comfortable experience. So I told her like, no, the second one, I'm going to have some numbing, numbing medication on top of me. So it's the feeling of, I wouldn't say pain, but like, that discomfort that people develop. The next days for certain individuals, the redness can be there for a little bit. We would highly recommend them not to go to the beach, say for example, for like at least about a week. Okay, so that they don't get excess sun or basically just sun, over sun exposure without having the necessity for them to do so. And that's about it. I mean, there are, if like I said, if it is used correctly, then you don't have major adverse events if it's used correctly.
Well, this is my favorite because like whenever I choose any restaurant or any place, I look at the reviews, and if I see like positive reviews, I go like, well, yay, so that's my place to
Are
go.
you like reading reviews right now?
No, I'm not. But I want you to
one.
actually share with me some positive experiences from clients.
Yes. So this one over here that you're seeing here, I mean, she's a wonderful patient that I've known for a long period of time. She's a physical trainer. And you're able to see the differences on the skin texture. She's got a little bit of acne scars. She's also got a little bit of pigmentation, and you can see that there's a drastic change with just 3 treatments, and she just loves the results too. She's come in for two separate treatments. So she's done once, and then a year after that, she's come in and done it again, and she swears by it. She keeps on sending me actual reviews from other people saying like, listen, I've got better results than them. So she's like kind of comparing herself to other people.
We love to see this, we truly do, because we're going to jump into a quick game, but finally, skincare is confusing and there's so many trends.
Absolutely.
You go to a specific clinic and there's like 10 things to choose from and you just don't know what's right for you. So in your expert opinion, what sets Morpheus8 apart from the rest?
What sets it up apart from the rest? I mean, what I like about it is that you have, first of all, sustained results that are there. And then at the same time, patients who come in and have the treatment done, they are definitely going to see results too. So you have those things. So they're sustained and at the same time it's visible. So for me, that's the most important thing. And it allows my patients to be happy and more confident in their skin. And once they are, they become more productive. And then, they call their friends and then they show up with a horde.
You've sold me, I'll be honest. Okay, because we have a skincare expert on the show, we have to bust into some skincare myths and play a little fact or fiction with you. Can we do it?
Let's see. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go for it.
Well, the first one, I think you debunked it when Casey was mentioning toothpaste, so you should not do that anymore.
No, it was before the show.
Let the people know.
Okay, it's fine. Using toothpaste can reduce pimples overnight. Specifically, like red, big, infected ones.
No, that's a complete myth.
I've done it.
And what happened there?
I mean, they're still there the next day, but they'd also be there the next day if I didn't do it. And my thought is that toothpaste has a drying agent in it that will dry out whatever's going on in my face. So honestly, if I had a breakout, I would still do that.
Okay. Personally, I would highly recommend something that contains a little bit of benzoyl peroxide or a little bit of salicylic acid. That will dry you out and also cause a little bit decrease in inflammation. So that's much better than putting toothpaste.
What would that look like in my skincare cabinet? Like the salicylic acid and
the salicylic acid?
Yes.
I mean, there are certain creams or that contain a little bit of salicylic acid that they just put them on the spot and it'll dry you out.
Okay, no more toothpaste. Oh, thank you so much.
No more toothpaste.
You should.
I'm sorry, all dentists out there.
The market's just going to dip. Fact or fiction? You should avoid moisturizer if you have oily skin.
That's also fiction. Okay, so moisturizer is something that's of great importance, and the body produces oils, but at the same time, sometimes some of these oils really just don't moisturize. They're just oil secretions, and there are special moisturizers for oily skin, and they're usually a little bit of alcohol based. So you definitely have to moisturize there too. Not as often as a person with dry skin, but you do have to moisturize, especially in the evening.
Interesting.
Well, this is going to be my favorite one because I hear that a lot all the time. So drinking a lot of water can keep your skin hydrated.
I don't know where and who brought this whole concept. I mean, water is great for your general health. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's great because it makes you feel good. It regulates your cardiovascular system, your GI, everything. But it really does not hydrate the skin.
What?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you want your skin to be moisturized, the room should be like a steam room for it to be moisturized for you to get the water. Okay, so it doesn't. I mean, I am sorry if you have dry skin, no matter how much water you're going to drink, it's not going to become any less dry.
I have dryness on my hands, and therefore I've got a 2-liter container on my desk that I drink religiously to get rid
That's
of
great.
it.
That's why you're healthy. That's drinking water is a good thing. You're working out your kidneys.
Honestly, that's new information. And face oils can clog your pores and cause acne.
Well, it depends on the face oils, but most of the time, I mean, if used correctly, I mean, they shouldn't. But if your skin is, for example, acne prone, then yes. But most of the time, no. That's also I would consider to be fiction. So you definitely put a little bit of face oils into having problems.
Interesting.
Well, this is my favorite as well because I think about that sometimes. Sleeping on your back prevents wrinkles.
Well, yes, I have not met one of the pharaohs or the mummies having any wrinkles because they always sleep on their backs. But in all honesty, that is also considered to be a fiction. So, I mean, nobody sleeps on their back. I mean, unless you're like Dracula or like a vampire or something. But you're always going to twist and turn. Now, a lot of people are going to advocate for the utilization of a silk pillow. Those silk pillows that will kind of leave a little bit less impression on the skin when you wake up, so you have a little bit less wrinkles. But no, I mean, whatever makes you comfortable, sleep as much as you want. Okay.
Don't sleep 2 hours just for perfect skin. And finally, makeup with SPF is enough to protect your skin from sun.
No, that's complete fiction. It's never enough. I mean, the makeup usually contains a little bit, about as much as probably SPF 15, and you have to keep at least SPF 30 on your skin. So my recommendation is that you need to put on your SPF first, and then it will be a great benefit if you put in makeup with SPF. So you got the SPF 30, and then you put in that 15 that kind of jacks it up to about 45, 50, which is really, really very well. So don't put just the makeup thinking that the makeup is going to do it for you. No, you need to put that SPF there.
You have absolutely debunked about 3 skincare myths that I thought were
No, I felt you took the toothpaste personally.
And the water. I really
And the water too.
Water, yeah.
There goes that 2-liter water that you keep on drinking.
Absolutely. Huh? Look, if you have questions about skincare or Morpheus8 as a transformative skincare technology, Dr. Hassan Galadari is your man. How can they find you? How can they get in touch if they have more questions?
So they can get in touch with the clinic. So you can do that, or you can follow me on Instagram and send me a message there too.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time on this Friday morning. Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Casey.
And that brings us to the end of the Lovin Dubai show. Have a fabulous day, and we'll see you back here on Monday morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye.